Welcome to part 2 of the 2-Doc video. Yo, the pain of this 2-Doc, part 2. We're back with this fanfic. Last time we left off at the beginning of this chapter, Footsteps. This is chapter 6 exactly, and there's a bunch more to go, so let's see how we can get to this one. This one, because I'm not trying to do like at least a part 3, because pain, man. Literal pain. Fucking pain. So we have footsteps. Murdoch walked down the hallway annoyed. It was quiet. He could hear his own footsteps and another pair of footsteps. Every time he stopped, the other footsteps would also stop. And whenever he would turn around, there would be nothing there. He entered the living room and also noticed Noodle on the couch. She looked at him like he was possessed. Murdoch, this is the 5th time you are entering the living room for no fucking reason. What exactly are you doing? Murdoch stopped and looked at her as if the answer was obvious.
Yes, I already told you there's someone following me.
He looked around to make sure there was no one else in the room. Murdoch, you are very paranoid. Now, she stated while turning back to the TV.
I'm not. Come, walk around with me.
There's no point. This isn't the first time strange things have been happening here. I mean, there's zombie gorillas outside. Footsteps don't compare. Oh, so now we know where this finally takes place, and it takes place in phase 1. Oh, wait, but Noodle can't speak English. So Murdoch sighed in defeat and continued walking. King, why, you ask? He didn't want to find out what happened when those footsteps caught up to him. Noodle looked over at the door when he left. He's going crazy. See, she heard him walk away, but then she heard another pair of footsteps. What the hell? The footsteps were approaching the living room. Not knowing what to do, Noodle grabbed the remote control from the TV as a weapon, to use as a weapon. She was planning to hurl it at the thing as soon as it came into view. It came closer and closer. She was wondering how she didn't notice it the first 4 times Murdoch walked in the living room. 3, 2, 1. The shadow came into view and Noodle hurled the remote control at his head. Ow! Cried in 2D as he fell down. Tucci! Tucci? Noodle hurried over the helmet and helped his ass up. What are you doing? And she took his head and let him sew the both down. What do you mean? Are you following Murdoch? Already we're back in the stupidity.
What?
He blushed. Noodle sighed.
I was just curious.
Yes. Well, it isn't working out, ain't it? Noodle laughed.
I didn't know he liked to walk in circles around Kong.
Noodle looked at him, surprised he hadn't figured it out yet. You do know that he's only walking in circles because he realized someone's following him, right? Right.
What?
2D looked down, disappointed. Why would you be disappointed in this? The fuck? Yes, you're going to have to be more subtle about it. And she put her hand on his back to comfort him. What's gotten into him? Tim asked Murdoch as he walked into the living room once again, this time holding the remote control which she picked up on the floor. But oh, he's fine, Noodle replied while smiling. Murdoch stopped in front of 2D and looked at him with an unreadable facial expression. She wasn't angry or happy. He looked like he was thinking about something. After a few seconds, he slapped the singer across the head with the remote control, causing him to jump and yelp in pain. That clip alone just gives me the do you thing vibes. You know, when he just slapped the shoe with his head. Just imagine the storyboards of that. That was mad funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Oi, face ache!
Murdoch said as he tossed the remote control next to Noodle. Tootie looked up at him holding his head.
Next time you want to borrow some of my clothes, just ask at that point.
Also, he walked the fuck out. Tootie's face turned into like a deep red, embarrassed and shocked, while also speechless. Tucci, what is he on about? Noodle was confused, and Tootie slowly covered his mouth with his hand, staring wide-eyed into the empty space in front of him.
He knows,
he mumbled in disbelief.
He knows what exactly?
Noodle had leaned closer to him and would be able to hear what he was saying. Trudy slipped his face more into his hand, intensely staring into the carpet.
He knows.
Noodle then
Knows what, 2D?
And then he yelled, like,
Oh my god, he knows!
2D yelled as he abruptly stood up, causing Noodle to fall back on the couch around the living room, leaving behind a confused Noodle. 2D ran into his room and he jumped onto his bed, desperately checking under the pillow to see the material still there. He felt relief as his fingers were wrapped around his shirt. He pulled it out and hugged it. But how did Murdoch find out about this? Noodle entered the kitchen looking for a juice, but instead she found Murdoch sipping on his beer. As she walked up to the fridge, juice.
So what's up with 2D?
Yes, he asked casually, not even bothering to make eye contact. Why do you care? She looked up at him with a smug look. Oh my god.
He's my singer. I've got to make sure he's feeling well enough to, sing.
He looked down at her, showing no much whatsoever. Knew I raised an eyebrow at that point. Your singer? He's fine, she said casually, leaning against the fridge and not making eye contact. But she wanted a sign that he actually cares.
Didn't look fine in the living room, that's what he said.
And well, I took another swig of the beer, man. And he just doesn't know. He just doesn't want to know. He just doesn't know what to do about that crush of his. Maybe you should go talk to him about it, since you're both guys. A mischievous smile crept on his face. And this part is generally just me when it came to this, like,
yeah, no.
Going on him for that, like,
yeah, no.
He said while finishing his beer and throwing it somewhere. Noodle senses that along with the end of the beer came the end of their conversation. But why? She wanted like a child whose parents refused to buy her a toy at the fucking store.
Are you even listening to yourself? Me talk to face ache about feelings. Please, don't make me laugh.
He said the last word in disgust as he slowly begun to make his way towards the door. Wait! She yelled at him desperately. She frantically opened the fridge, took out 2 beers, and wrapped him out. Look, you take 2 beers to go to the And right before that, he said,
go ask Russell.
So he cut her off and walked towards the door. In response, Noodle threw herself at the door, and each hand blocking it. I can't! What even is with Murdoch? Oh my god. Where even is Russell in this entire story? Or they just leave him out? That's a good thing.
Noodle, stop it,
he says, sternly trying to get her past friend. Murdoch, please!
What don't you understand about the word no, Noodle?
He growled at her. Please, you're the only one that can talk to him. She looked up at him with puppy eyes, Murdoch sighed and taking a step back.
And why is that?
And Noodle responds with, because you're bi, and 2D has a crush on a guy. Why did that rhyme? So, of course, the writer, being the cheeky little shit that he is, decided to write this little dumbass monologue at glass time. This time it's saying this chapter was originally supposed to be 500 words, but because I'm lazy, I ended up having 1,057. Like, if you're gonna be a cheeky little shit while writing, at least try to make the writing more funny next time, so just corny ass shit. We got to chapter 7, named Talk to Me, and got there in one of the lines of my favorite Gorilla song, Stone Chromatic. Pain? Tooties fell asleep on his bed, cuddling the shirt that he stole from Murdoch. A smile on his face was blooming. I mean, maybe if he wasn't sleeping, he would have heard the footsteps coming up to his room. He would have noticed the door opening and would have been able to hide his precious piece of material under his pillow before anyone noticed it. But dude was fast asleep. Milk said over to singing. Sleeping singer had a fat with a half-finished beer in his hand. He raised an eyebrow when he saw him clinging to his shirt. He shook his head and then slumped down onto the bed, starting to wake her singer awake. But I can't bother to do 2D's voice anymore. What? 2D clung to the shirt for moral support. He looked up to see Murdoch staring at him, merely causing him to blush.
I was blackmailed to come here.
Yeah, he said, looking away and taking another sip of that beer, though. What? 2D sat up on the bed next to Murdoch. Confused as all living hell, he didn't realize that he was still clutching his fucking shirt.
Noodle,
Murdoch replied simply. 2D, he gaslightly shot. She's not going to hear the
end of it.
2D thought, Tootie, she's not gonna hear the end of it, Tootie thought. They sat in silence for a moment, not making eye contact. Then Mark remembered the shirt and stared at it. It seemed interesting. This caught Sing's attention. The fairly cookie put it down, blushing. I can't explain.
Well, I'm listening.
Mark managed to keep a straight face while looking at her.
Well, you see, it was on the bed and I fell asleep. It was the night and I swear.
Well, he stammered, looking down to hide his red-ass face.
Yeah, sure.
And Murdoch didn't seem pleased at all with this answer.
Anyway, why didn't you send you?
Yeah. He was a bit calmer now, but was able to look up at Murdoch. The bassist looked away inside, not sure if he really wanted to start this fucking conversation. But before that, he handed the singer half English beer.
Noodle gave me 2. I already drank mine. I got bored on my way. Wait, so I'll drink some of yours. I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't. Tootie held the beer in both hands and hesitantly took a sip. Is this like an indirect kiss? He blushed. Hell no. This is like an STD just waiting to happen at that point. Cause that dude spits right all over that fucking thing. So like, oh yeah, STDs are being ruined in the cage at that point. Oh, the lost living souls. The bassist looked into these black eyes, trying to think of the right way to start this conversation. And Tootie's eyes widened when Murdoch's hand brushed against his own when he took the beer from him.
Don't want you to spill it.
Why would I?
Tootie began to get worried as he started tangling his fingers together. There, you mean that unmelancholy hill thing?
You don't send me here to talk about your crush with you.
What? Why?
Tootie started panicking.
Something about you liking a guy.
That's the perfect. Perfect way to start a conversation. If you have a friend that might be LGBT. So I've been hearing something about you dating a guy. You having a thing for a guy? Oh no! Stop! Oh my god, I can't. This has to be a droll. This has to be a joke. Murdoch Trun took a sip of the beer. She told you that? Tootie looked down embarrassed. Murdoch noticed this. Don't be
embarrassed about your sexuality. I myself am bi.
It is something I do share with Murdoch, but at the same time, it's like, I've brought this up multiple times, and I will continue to say this. It's because Murdoch has a bisexual canonically. That does not mean that's the right to ship him with 2D. That shit is fucking abusive. But Murdoch took another sip of the beer. Tootie looked at him nearly in fucking tears.
You are?
Murdoch nodded.
It's just that I've only dated girls up until now. I never thought I could like a guy.
That makes sense. Most of the guys Murdoch knew he just didn't really like. I also like to bring up, I want to bring this up real quick. There is this screenshot, right, of someone apparently DMing Jamie back in like what 2018 or something thing, and they're asking, would two Doc ever be like canon or something like that? And he had said maybe something in 2019 will happen, and it's like I've never seen something like, alright, great. I saw that, I was like, oh great, 2D, and one of my friends that said 2 Doc might be canon because of Jamie's drunk ass. Like, the moment that does happen, at that point, I might as well give up on Gorillas at that point. I'm either gonna give up, or I'm just gonna be like, why the fuck did you make a decision? If that were happening, like, you need to fix that now. Because let that happen, I swear, man, it's over.
There's always a first time for everything.
Murdoch shrugged and sat in silence for a minute.
Thank you, Muds.
Don't worry about it, he said.
Noticing the singer looked kinda uncomfortable.
Hey, Dolan, what's wrong exactly?
I'm fine, he said while wiping his eyes.
Well, you're clearly not fine if you're crying.
I'm not crying, Murdoch. He looked up at the bassist, his face red.
So, anything you want to ask exactly?
Murdoch took another sip. Here. Have you ever liked a guy before?
Yep.
Did they like you back?
Some of them.
What did you do when they didn't like you back?
I lived on.
Done. Murdoch answered casually, taking a sip.
Do you have a crush on anyone right now?
Now a crush on anyone else?
Some. Who said you only had to have one crush at a time?
That stands pretty well. But what if you start dating one of them? Tootie questioned.
Highly doubt that, but alright.
But what if? Will you forget about the others?
It depends.
Depends on what exactly.
Well, if I really like this person or not.
Would you date somebody you don't like?
I didn't mean it like that. I know for a fact if I ever date most of my crush relationship wouldn't last long. I always need a backup. Like explained.
Most. What?
What? You said
most. Is there a person you had a crush on that you think you could have had a good relationship with?
well, there's just one guy I can never get over, but that wouldn't work.
You just said it would.
No, what I mean it was I would like it if it would work.
Why wouldn't it?
Tootie was now intrigued now.
He doesn't like me back. He's obvious.
Oh, how do you deal?
What do you mean?
Isn't it awkward when you're around him?
No, because he doesn't know I like him. But I must admit, my heart does skip a beat whenever I see him.
That's nice. Tootie smiled. Murdoch took another sip of the beer and barely realized there's any left inside.
Want the rest?
He handed the nearly empty fucking bottle to the singer. Thanks. He took it while smiling.
Got any questions left?
Nah, I'm good.
Why I say it like that? That's why I say it like that. My fault, OG.
If you have any more questions, just ask us something.
The bassist stood up and walked out, but Tootie did have one more question. Was I ever on your list of crushes? Soon Murdoch busted into the fucking room, hyped and proud of herself. Wait. Ooh. So, how'd it go? Tootie glared at her. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help. I'm sorry, but I couldn't help myself. Besides, you'll never guess what he called you. What? What? Tootie reluctantly asked, incapable of holding a grudge against that cute noodle. Wait. Stop. Now, that is true. Noodle is, she's, but like she looks cute in like just a natural manner, not like in a different way. Because if you do it in a different way, I'm sorry, but you gotta go. We gotta arrest you now. Hello, FBI. I swear, bro. If the music we use in the backs get the video blocked, I'm gonna be mad because then it's like, oh look, we gotta re-edit the fucking audio. Yeah, we gotta suggest some newer songs. Just making a mess. He called you his singer. She squealed. Tootie bluffed. So what happened? When she sat in the bed next to Tootie. So what happened? Then she sat in the bed next to Tootie. Well, Tootie said casually, avoiding eye contact. We talked and kissed.
You what?
Noodle yelled as he jumped up. Tootie laughed. I'm kidding. And he motioned for her to sit the fuck back down. But I did manage to get an indirect kiss. She gestured at the beer bottle. Noodle squealed at like the fangirl she is and hugged Tootie tightly. Like, once again, King Morris, the creator of this fanfic, hitting us with another monologue. Sorry for this long ass conversation. Had to be done. You'll understand soon. We go on to the next part. We're into Flashback. This event of this chapter occurs a few weeks after what happened last chapter. Lol, why so serious? What is this? Row your ship gently down the stream. If you see your OTP, don't forget to scream. Noodle sang as she merrily skipped down the hallways of Kong. She then saw Murdoch emerging from behind a corner. Looking annoyed as usual, she stopped right in front of him, causing him to also stop. Hey Murdoch, have you seen Tootie anywhere? She had asked.
Well, I don't know.
He pointed behind him at the corner. He just walked past, using body language to tell her he's hiding behind the corner, or that she needs to scare him. Okay. Thanks for your help anyway. Murdoch began walking away while Tootie snuck him on the corner. Hey, Tootie, what you doing? And she said as loudly as she could, startling the singer. She screamed in fear and dropped his notebook. Notebook? It's got like a death note or something? And whose name you writing in that notebook? Tootie, huh? What you doing? She's Kira now? What the fuck? I'm sorry, that joke was corny. I don't care anymore at this point. Yeah, and continue walking. When Murdoch heard this, he chuckled and continued walking.
You know perfectly well what I'm doing.
He pouted while picking up his notebook. Are you still following Murdoch? Noodle was slightly disappointed. She was bored and wanted something to happen.
I'm determined to know more about him.
2D peered at the Murdoch from the behind the corner. Murdoch, since Noodle can speak English, his positive was in phase 2, right? Noodle, Murdoch, 2D, all you have to do is read Rise of the Ogre. It possibly when it came out, but now, I forgot, he never read it. I never even read it.
Neither have I.
I just remembered that. Then ask.
A conversation with Murdoch. Are you trying to get me killed?
He clutched his notebook tightly. 2D really set his mind on finding out more about Murdoch, his daily routines. So he likes, and if it was about Murdoch, 2D wanted to know. Now the singer would creep around the hallways of Kong, writing down all his findings in his notebook. Okay, now I know. He can't with this, man. I now know why the fanfic is named Stalker. I now fucking know. And I wish I didn't know. So you know what to say? You ever see a really bad anti-smoke commercial that makes you want to smoke cigarettes? This is the type of vibes I'm getting. I'm just saying. I want to quit this band entirely. Jesus Christ. No one else was allowed to see the notebook except him. Not even Noodle. But it was like she could understand his scribbles anyway. 2D was confident with his spying skills and believed that he could accomplish anything. But in fact, Mark already knew. That's why I could easily tell Noodle where he was. Here's how we found out. Flashback time. Can we get the editors knowing this? Can we get the fucking Ed's World flashback? Can we get to the play for this? Hold on. Because if so, that'd be fucking dope. Alright, flashback. It all started on a certain rainy evening. Murdoch walked through the dark hallways of Kong Studios towards the living room, which was bursting with lights and sounds. He could hear the TV, the rain, his footsteps, and the other footsteps. He had gotten used to them by now. Whenever he stopped, they stopped, making him feel a little bit more control in the situation. He could never be followed in the middle of the night, and on rare occasions he could even hear footsteps walking away in the opposite direction.
Shouldn't you be asleep by now?
He asked Noodle, who looked at him disappointed. He calmly moved towards her, but was soon overwhelmed by the feeling of dread when he realized that although he had stopped, the footsteps did not. They were getting closer and closer to the living room. He hurried over to the couch, grabbed the pillow as a weapon. He then slowly approached the door and took Noodle a moment to figure out what was going on. Murdoch, I don't think you should. Too late. 2D was slapped across the face full force with a pillow, causing him with some of that. Blah! 2D held his face in pain, then looked up the bases angry, but only Mike looked like an angry puppy. Ow! Murdoch, what the fuck was that for? Well, Murdoch looked at him in disbelief.
2D.
The singer started getting up. Yeah, who else? Noodle was just observing, wondering how this went in.
Why were you following me, face ache?
I wasn't. I was going to my room to get some fucking sleep. But the footsteps. What footsteps? Noodle. Noodle. I'm washing my hands with this. Good fucking night. Good night. She said she walked out. Well, not really. She said hid him behind the corner. I observed that. Ugh, Murdoch sighed in disbelief. Can I go now? No.
Can I have my shirt back?
2D abruptly turned away, hiding his blush, which followed. Murdoch still noticed. What shirt? No. Noodle was wondering. Tomorrow, he stammered.
Yeah, you can go now.
Now, when 2D walked away, pouting and blushing, but as he did, Murdoch couldn't help but notice that his footsteps sounded exactly like the one that was following him. Steps the whole time. Once inside, he removed most of his clothes and laid down on the bed.
Why would that dog be following me? But then again, why would he be using my clothes as teddy bears? Because he positively just looks up to me like a father figure. Whatever.
And just like that, in a reference that I consider you.
I guess it helps. He's always looked to me as a sort of father figure.
In your dreams, Pedro.
Whatever, he drifted off to sleep. When he woke up, he noticed that the dark purple shirt he was wearing yesterday was missing, and in place, place laid the other shirt which Tootie had previously held hostage. He lifted it up and smelled it.
Yep, smells like him, alright. He's walking a thin line. Entering my Winnebago and taking my clothes whenever he wants. What does he think he's doing? At least he returned the shirt when I asked him to. What is he even doing with them? Them performing some sort of black and dark magic spell.
Mel put the shirt on and stormed out of his Winnebago. The bassist was walking away down the hallway when he began hearing the footsteps. If it really is Tootie who was following me, then every time I turn around, he must be hiding around behind a corner or something. The bassist walked into the longest corridor there is in Kong Studios, and the very end stopped. He heard feet shuffling as he slowly turned around. He saw blue hair sticking out from behind the vending machine. He smirked at the thought of solving the footsteps mystery all by himself and then walked away. He was willing to be able to play Tootie's little game such a little bit longer. Flashback over. Once again our god King Morris, We have our king here back to tell us another fucking monologue. A lot of corners in this chapter. I'm sorry if that doesn't make a lot of sense. And so I'm writing this in the middle of the night and I'm tired as fuck. Good night, y'all. Once again, we're on to the next chapter called I Like This. Jesus Christ. I can't stop laughing, bro. During the past few weeks, 2D spent most of his time following Murdoch. Doc and began visiting Winnebago more often when he was asleep, making sure not to leave behind any peppermint teacups. He learned many new things about the basis. Since whenever he would go to sleep, he would chuck his shoes by the bed. But when Tootie would turn one of his shirts, he would wear it for 2 or 3 days straight. And every Friday, he would go out for drinking until the next day home around like 3 a.m. Today was Saturday at 3 a.m. The singer lay on top of the Winnebago, clutching his notebook and waiting. What a stalker. Whenever Murdoch would go out drinking on a Friday, Tootie would spend time in his Winnebago. He really liked napping on the real Egyptian silk. Oh my god, we're using that again? I guess. And then when the time came, he would climb on top of it. It's so that he wouldn't be noticed and wait for the pitch to return. He only wanted to make sure Murdoch got home safe, really. But as time went by, Tootie got more and more anxious. It was already 4:53 and there was still no sign of Murdoch. It's something happy to him, the latest he's ever gotten. Back with 3:41. Tootie worried. He sat on the edge of the Winnebago, his knees hanging down. And he put his face into his hands, his elbows into his knees, on his knees. What if he got into a bar fight and got arrested, or worse, what if someone beat him up so badly like he can't even get home? What if he got attacked in a dark alleyway? What if he got stabbed? What if he's dead? Tears ran down Tootie's cheeks. Does that mean I'm never gonna see him again? I'll never get to hug him. I'll never get to tell him that
Hey, stew pot!
The words were slurry and slow. Well, but Tootie knew exactly who it was. He looked down to see a drunken Murdoch looking up at him and struggling to stand on his own feet. More tears rolled down the singer's cheeks, but this time they were tears of joy.
Like, what are you doing on my Winnebago?
Murdoch hiccuped angrily. I'm just... Tootie struggled to explain. His mind was racing to find a good enough reason to be here. But Murdoch even remembered that I was here. I mean, look at how drunk this motherfucker is.
Come down here,
Murdoch commanded, grabbing him by the leg and pulling him down.
Get down here!
Yeah, the singer yelped in fear. It wasn't a long fall down, but the bass managed to catch him at a certain extent, dropping him immediately after. Ow! Tootie complained, rubbing his head. He looked up to see Murdoch reaching a hand down to help him up. This is rare. Damn, he drank so much, he's actually nice to me. Got like a little remark of the lost chord. Remember when Tootie saved Murdoch? Duckup would make that, but at the same time, not that much. Ow! Tootie complained, rubbing his head. He looked up to see Murdoch reaching to help a hand down to help him. This was rare. Damn, he drank so much that he actually is nice to me. He got up and looked at Murdoch. I could get used to this. He smiled.
Why are you crying, face ache?
The bassist slurred his words, whereas the Tootie quickly rubbed his eyes. I'm not, he smiled. Murdoch eyed him suspiciously.
Then why are you here?
He demanded. He said, he's so drunk he won't remember what I say, so I can't say anything, and if you ask me tomorrow, I can just deny ever being here.
You said that
you said that if I have any more questions about relationships, I could just come to you or something.
He smiled weakly, but seeing as how drunk you are, just come back tomorrow. He shrugged and wanted to walk away, but Murdoch grabbed him by the shoulder and put him back in front of him.
Go on then, what's your question?
Murdoch gradually let go of his shoulder, sliding his hand down the singer's arm, sending shivers down 2D's spine. He said hesitantly,
I was wondering, how does it feel to kiss a guy?
2D looked away, blushing but smiling. Murdoch looked at him up and down.
Like this.
Oh no. No. So what we're not about to do, this right now. Oh, no.
Like this.
He didn't hesitate to grab the singer by his collar and aggressively pull him in for a rough kiss. His abnormally long tongue pushed onto the singer's mouth, marking his territory. At first, 2D was shocked, to say the least, but gradually melted into the other's mouth. But after just a few pleasurable moments, the bassist pushed him away, causing him to stumble, nearly falling onto the Winnebago. There you go. The singer breathed heavily and blushed deeply.
Did that answer your question?
Murdoch smirked.
Yeah, it did.
2D nodded in between huffs.
Good. Then let's go get a drink.
The bassist looked pleased. I'm sorry, what? Murdoch grabbed 2D by the wrist into the Winnebago, throwing him on a chair by the table.
Well, if you're drunk, I don't think this is a good idea.
Shut your face.
The bassist interrupted while grabbing a beer from the cooler.
You're already sneaking in. Move all my stuff around whenever you please. You think I wouldn't notice that?
The singer blushed in embarrassment while the bassist stumbled towards him, trying to open the beer, but I still ended up spilling it all over the singer.
Oops, my bad.
And he slurred, but 2D wasn't so convinced that he was. Oh my fucking god, I can't with this. I hate how dumb it is. I know. It was in the idea book ever since we started. I had to do this. It was in the idea book long ago. Oh fuck. It's okay. 2D said wearily as he slowly stood up. The bassist was stumbling around looking for something. I was just leaving anyway, you see.
No, you stay!
Murdoch commanded. They're throwing a not-so-clean towel at 2D's face. I'm scared to know what is on that towel. Yes, I am scared to know what is on this towel. You just threw it, 2D. I'm scared. Hello, FBI. I'd like to report a crime. Subject, name, Murdoch Faust Nichols. Yeah, come pick him up right now. The force made him fall back into his chair. He looked up at Murdoch, who was looking for something in his pile of clothes. Having no other choice, the singer started drying himself. The bassist stumbled over to 2D again, holding a gray sweater, which 2D recognized. Good night. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No. And after Murdoch showed 2D the shirt, he then yelled at him,
"Take your shirt off!"
What? 2D blushed while holding his forearms.
Your shirt is all wet from the beer. Now take it off and put this on.
He put the gray sweater onto the table and went to sit on his bed, not taking his eyes off of 2D at all. 2D slowly had took his shirt off, but that feeling of being washed made him very uncomfortable. Well, once it was off, he just tossed it to the side and quickly put the gray sweater on. It was so soft and smelled of Murdoch. Oh my god. Alright, look, now imagine this in part 1, but I'm gonna keep making this claim when I say it. It just keeps reminding me of the story narrative. Now, if you haven't watched part 1, if you don't know what it basically talked about, basically in about episode 6 of season 3 of Star Wars Force of Evil, freaking Star Wars going back to Muni or some shit like that, and Marco had left his hoodie with him, right? And because of her having a thing for him now, she was just sniffing that motherfucker. She was like, that's good. She was smelling the hell out of that damn thing. That she didn't want to wash it at all. Jesus Christ. No. Whoever wrote that episode, you need to be ashamed of yourself. It's that's disgusting. It's I don't ship Starco, but it's this is why I don't. Because that shit's fucking weird, G. I'm sorry, stop. That was weird, but it was okay, I guess. Because what we're not about to do is we're not about to have one of my favorite Disney protagonists be a fucking weirdo. Like, if we're gonna do that and do it with someone else, not Star. Come on, she should know better. Anyway, back to the cringe fanfic. Oh my god. 2D looked at the bassist, who was still watching him inside. Okay, well, he said as he stood up and walked over to Murdoch. It was a long evening, and you need to go to sleep. West. 2D pushed him onto the bed and smiled warmly.
Fine, but if I'm going down, you're going down with me.
Wait a second. Hold. Stop. This feels illegal. This feels illegal. I mean, I'm one too, but it's like I'm used to this stuff at this point. It hurts. It's disturbing. I want to remember this. I saw this one like 2 new meme, and it was a video of YouTube that had 2D x Noodle, and it had a photo of 2D like kissing face to Noodle, and there was a comment in the video from Jesus himself saying, I regret dying for y'all sins." Like, but me being a Christian, that shit's funny. Like, damn, bro. Like, y'all made Jesus disappointing us. Like, how dare y'all? Anyway, before 2D had any time to react to what Murdoch had said, Murdoch pulled him down onto the bed with him and wrapped his arms tightly around the singer's waist so that he could not escape. Hey, they lay there for about a moment. The fuck is spooning? The fuck? Swooning, man? I don't know. I don't know. 2D's face was completely red at this point, and he was confused and didn't know what to say. When all of a sudden, he heard light snoring. I guess I'm gonna have to stay tonight then. Then 2D didn't mind sleeping in the same bed as Murdoch. He was awake. He was awake of what would happen when he woke up. And of course, and during his Winnebago, with the
real Egyptian silk.
And just like the writer of the fanfic style, he's writing a cringy monologue at the end of it. With yay. We're on to chapter 10 now with the new chapter, Dream. Oh no. 2D woke up. 2D woke up, and all he knew was that he needed to pee badly. He felt around the bed for Murdoch's shirt, which surprisingly wasn't there. Startled, the singer opened his eyes, but what he saw wasn't his room. It was Murdoch's Winnebago. Memories of last night had started to flood his head. Instead of sleeping with Murdoch's shirt, he slept with Murdoch himself. Sus. 2D, exactly, no. Damn. 2D laid on one of Murdoch's arms and was hanging down from the bed. His other hand was lightly placed on Murdoch's thigh. Oh god, no. One of Murdoch's legs was between his own. The singer had blushed, but he could feel Murdoch's breath on his neck. He looked up, and he needed to get out of there before Murdoch could wake up. Throughout the night, the bass's grip loosened considerably, so just maybe, he could get the fuck out of there while waking him up. 2D slowly moved his legs away from Murdoch's, and then, as gently as he could, lifted the hand that was on his thigh. The singer quick got took a pillow nearby, placing it in his spot. He sighed, looking at the sleeping Murdoch, so calm. The sight made him smile, but he had no time to waste. He crept out the door, opening and closing it as quietly as he could. Then he fucking dipped. He ran as fast as he could throughout the garage. Up the stairs, through the corridor, past the corner, straight into Noodle. They both ended up falling on the floor. Noodle sat up first, complaining, "Ow, Tucci, you gotta be careful when you're running." I mean, where the fuck were you anyway? Wait, I was looking for you this entire morning. It's already 11 o'clock. She paused, eyeing the singer. Is that Murdoch's sweater, 2D? She looked at him like wide-eyed. What happened exactly? 2D sat up and looked at her. It's a long story. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a long story, Noodle. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened? Like, boo-boo. What's the tea? Cause I'm here. I may not have spent the night in Murdoch's Winnebago. Noodle stared at him blankly, processing the information, but before she could question him anymore, 2D ran away. 2D closed the door to his room, breathing heavily, and sat on his bed thinking about yesterday. His fingers, however, trailed up to his lips, touching them lightly. Murdoch kissed me. He blushed and placed his hand on his chest, and gave me the sweater. And then we slept in the same bed. And I wonder if he remembered though. After 10 minutes of just lying there, Tootie just remembered that he had to piss. He just got him, took the sweater off, folding it neatly and placing it under his pillow with the other shirt. But he couldn't risk anyone seeing him in Murdoch's clothes. He then quickly slipped on one of his own shirts and ran to the toilet. Oh no. Tootie entered the living room with peppermint tea as breakfast, of course. I'm sorry, crap a little fast.
It's the peppermint tea for me.
On the sofa sat Noodle. She was expecting Tootie. She looked at the poor singer like an angry mother who just found her son went to a concert instead of going to the library like he promised. Hi, Noodle. Tootie sat down next to her, wondering why she's looking at him like that. Tell me everything. She said it sternly. With each word, she inched closer until Tootie was feeling uncomfortable. Okay, goddamn. He said as he lightly pushed her back. He leaned his back against the armrest and put his feet up against the cushion to make some space between himself and Noodles. Like, what space? Did you forget Tootie is as tall as hell? Like, this motherfucker is slowly becoming legs, I swear. That's how tall Tootie is when he's slowly becoming legs. He grabbed his peppermint tea and started explaining, only occasionally stopping to sip the tea. Throughout the entire explanation, Noodle stared at him wide-eyed, speechless, like I said. Oh my god. And after he explained that, she was like, oh my god! She stated when he was done. That's so great! She fangirled. Oh my god, I hate this. What is it with 2-Doc fanfics? And like, Noodle just has to be a fangirl over the fucking Slice shit? Like, tell me you're fangirling. It's like, what the fuck? Why are you fangirling over people that are basically your father and brother? Like, seems kind of sus. I'm just saying. Like, the incest is just real in this fandom, man. I swear. I can't with this. But he most likely doesn't remember any of it. Tootie trailed off. Maybe, but a drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts, she smiled. Exactly. The thing I hate about this fanfic is that 2D constantly says what, like Matt, and like what? Like, shut up, please. Look, 2D. Look, 2D. What I mean is, look, 2D. What I mean is, drunk people don't control themselves and let their emotions out. So there's a chance that he actually likes you back. 2D then blushed at that point. Do you really think so, Noodle? Murdoch had slowly opened his eyes. He had a huge-ass hangover. He tried to remember what happened yesterday, and when he did, he quickly jolted up to a sitting position. Bad move when you've got a hangover. He looked down and saw a pillow lying down beside him. He sighed with relief. And with that, and Murdoch was like,
thanks Satan, it was all a dream. I don't know what I would have done if I woke up and this dollar was beside me. I'll explain myself to him.
He slowly got up and started getting ready. When he was done, he walked upstairs to the living room where he could hear giggling. He stepped in, and the entire room went quiet.
Oi, Dylan, move your ass!
Dude, the singer did what he was told, and Murdoch sat down next to him, grabbing the remote control and turned on the TV.
Did I miss anything while I was out drinking?
No, not really. Me and Noodle were just talking the entire night.
Like, oh, that's nice.
I'm glad that to remember to decide.
Just talked all night, so it was a dream after all.
Murdoch sighed. Soon the room went silent as both of them focused on TV. They took in, secretly glancing at each other. Took turns and secretly glancing at each other. Noodle looked at them and sighed. If they want to be together, they're going to need my help, because if they continue moving at this pace, they're going to get fucking nowhere. Oh. No. There was a plan forming in Noodle's mind, but she needed Russell's help. That was the problem. He's been lying in bed ill for the past month or so. So that's why Russell isn't in this fanfic. Thank Jesus! Just, please, keep Russell out of a fanfic. It's gonna be bad. Sorry, that's why he wasn't around. If Russell can't help me, I'm going to have to ask Del. Wait a second. See, here's the inconsistency, right? This fanfic takes place in phase 2. That means Del's already fucking gone. So unless, cause Noodle references Dare and she can speak English pretty well, so, fucking fanfic logic. I hate it so much. Always gotta change something. Please keep the lore the same. The Satanist tiredly walked into his Winnebago. He had spent the whole day watching TV with 2D. As he was getting ready to go to sleep, something caught his attention, mainly a blue crumpled piece of material that he'd never seen before. He picked it up. It looked like a t-shirt. Confused, he sniffed it. Oh my god. It smelled of 2D and beer. His eyes had widened. It wasn't a dream! And once again, our Lord and Savior King Gamoras heads up with another monologue. What do you think? What do you think of this story? Tell me, humans. I need feedback. I know you're reading this. What if these? Some of the comments are low key. One of them says, one of them says, I'm kind of new to this ship, so I don't know. I kind of feel guilty reading this, but it's so cute. Lol. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me. We move on to chapter 11. Oh boy. Refusing to let go. If you saw the photo that this is with, it's... Hold on, hold on. Look at that. What is that? There we go.
Much better. Oh, better now.
But if it wasn't a dream, that means Tootie must have left before he woke up.
Murdoch sighed. I bet he felt bad about what happened and wanted to get out of here as soon as possible. He even lied about spending the evening with Noodle. She was in on it.
Murdoch dropped the t-shirt and slumped onto his bed, feeling empty.
I bet he hates me now. Shit! That's exactly what I didn't want to happen. I want to apologize to him, make things right, but he might hate me even more for bringing it up. I bet he just wants to forget about it. It's not like he'll forgive me anyway. I've done so many bad things to him.
Well, the lost chord. No, that doesn't justify it regardless. Liz, it doesn't matter what material you throw at me. Nothing is gonna justify this abusive shit. Like, I'll be honest. I'm letting this be known. If you ship Tudok or Tudu, do me a favor and go fuck yourself. Murdoch laid on his back in just his briefs. If he covered his face with the crook of his elbow, extending his other arm towards the edge of the bed and letting it just hang there. There was some space between him and the edge of the bed. A human could potentially fit in there. So there he laid, depressed and shit, thinking about the meaning of So there he laid, depressed and shit, thinking about the meaning of his life when he heard his Winnebago door crack open. But Murdoch didn't move a muscle. He wasn't willing to put up with anyone's bullshit, so he would rather just pretend to be asleep. He heard someone step in his Winnebago and close the door. He could feel a pressure slowly approach him. A presence slowly approached him, and after about a minute of making sure he's asleep, he felt the bed sink in beside him. The person put their feet on the bed, and making sure to take their shoes off first, then covered them both with a blanket. Okay. The person lay down on the bed with their back turned to him and rest their head on his outstretched arm. The person got themselves comfortable, and then Murdoch felt a warm hand grasp his own, entangling their fingers. No. This is my 69th reason. Murdoch inhaled deeply. He recognized the smell. He uncovered his eyes and looked at the sleeping singer behind him. Murdoch was shocked.
He wouldn't be here. He wouldn't be ever hating me, right? Maybe he had a nightmare or something. Then,
oh god, no. After that, Murdoch had said,
he looks so cute when he's asleep. Kill me.
He turned to 2D, smooning him again, and then took his legs between his own once again. The bassist placed his free hand on the singer's chest and hugged him tightly, inhaling his sweet aroma and refusing to let go. He could feel 2D smile into his arm. Soon they both fell asleep. Oh my god. Noodle skipped along the corridor. Anyway, back to Noodle, shall we? Noodle skipped along the corridor towards Russell's room, from where she could hear snoring. She gently knocked on the door and was greeted by Dell. She smiled at him. Sup? It's good. It's good, Noodle? He asked casually. How's Russ doing? It's not. Well, he's doing better now, but I bet he could have been over it already if he. Dell angrily turned towards Russell. Took his medicine. Said Noodle chuckled. What the fuck? Why is this like? Why is it like if Dell and like Russell like a fucking married couple? Is this sort of talk they would have? Like, you know, it's like maybe you'd be happy you actually did what you were supposed to do, Russ. Like, I'm willing to bet that. I'm pretty sure, like, if you think about it, I'm pretty sure Del and Noodle were probably, like, good friends, probably. Hey, Del, I need your help. With what exactly? I've got a ship that needs sailing. A mischievous smile crept onto her face. Okay, that's just disturbing. Noodle, you're 14. Cut it out. Cut it out now. Stop. Stop. Don't make me get the fucking planes. I'm gonna make this El Mignon in this bitch. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing. Who is it? Del sounded interesting. Don't worry about it, Del. Okay, let's say I agree. So what's this plan exactly you got?
What's your plan, homeboy?
She gestured it for him to come down to her level so she could whisper in his ear so that the readers wouldn't hear. Here, that's it, really, so that the readers wouldn't hear. That's cringe. That's it? It sounds kind of simple if you ask me. It might be simple, but it's gonna work. She pointed thumbs up at him. Are you sure? This isn't even the right, it's not even the right season. It's have faith in me, damn it. Fine, but why do you need me again? I'm too short. Right. He took one last look at the sleeping Russell. Alright, let's do this shit. The next morning, Noodle woke up determined. Del helped her set everything up last night and was confident that it was going to work. She ran up to Tootie's room to wake him up and start the plan. She knocked on the door. No reply. Frustrated, she knocked again. Nothing. She pushed the door open and peered into the door, but the singer wasn't even in there. Noodle gasped. She couldn't let him roam free or else he might accidentally find out about the plan. She needed to find him fast. She ran around all the Kong studios looking for him, but he was nowhere to be found. As a last resort, she ran down to the garage to tell Merrick about this. As Tootie woke up to the sound of loud banging on the Winnebago's door. Not realizing this also woke Murdoch up. He tried to quickly get up and not talk to the person at the door. So Murdoch wouldn't wake up, but the basis had other plans. He held onto the singer's torso tightly, immobilizing his body. He then wrapped his legs around the singer's legs even tighter and took the arm his head took the arm his head was on to tug him tighter. To top it off, Murdoch buried his face in the singer's neck, causing him to shiver. Tootie was in distress. There was no way he could possibly get out of this without waking Murdoch up, and he was terrified at the thought of what would happen when he does. Luckily, the banging soon stopped. A few seconds passed and the doors were kicked open and a panicking Noodle rushed in. Murdoch, Tootie, she trailed off, looking at the scene in front of her. What? What? She said as calmly as she could, but Tootie knew that she was about to rage. Shush! He begged her, blushing, fear and embarrassment in his eyes. He gestured her to come over. He knelt beside the bed, not knowing what to think in this situation. Right? God. Oh my God. Noodle, I don't know how to get out without waking him up. Help me! The following conversation is whispered. How the hell did you get into the situation? I thought you weren't stupid enough to crawl into bed with him. I know. I couldn't help it though. It worked out last time. Well, last time he was drunk and he was the one who dragged you into bed. So at least you had an excuse when he woke up. Oh, I know. If you knew, you wouldn't be stuck here right now, you dumbass. Wait a second. Are you wearing Murdoch's sweater? He gave it to me, Noodle. It's only natural if I wear it. Noodle then facepalmed at that point. Yeah, but he doesn't remember giving it to you. Oh, you're right. So you're in his fucking bed wearing his goddamn clothes. Is it really that bad? This is Murdoch we're talking about here. Tootie, what song do you want me to play at your funeral? What? Meanwhile, Murdoch couldn't... I gotta read that again. Tootie, this is Murdoch we're talking about here. What song do you want me to play at your funeral? What? Tootie panicked now. Tootie was now panicked. Meanwhile, Murdoch couldn't help but smirk while hearing this ridiculous conversation. Oh my God, no! Why did King Michael drag him over here? Like, will Tootie ever get out of Murdoch's death grip? Tune in next time to find out. What is he, Dragon Ball Z? What the fuck? Like, will Tootie ever succeed? Will he ever escape? Will Murdoch let him go? Find out next episode of Gorilla Z. I hate this shit. What is this, like chapter 12 now? Fucking hell. What is this, Christmas came early. The whispering continues. Noodle, you've got to get me out of here. I don't want to die. You should have died this earlier. She folded her arms and pouted. You didn't even tell me. Okay, I'm sorry, goddammit. Next time I'll give you a heads up if I get another stupid idea. But please fucking help me, damn it. Murdoch sensed his chance aside to pull a little prank. He pretended to be shuffling in his sleep and pressed to sink his body even deeper against his own, causing him to gasp. He dug his face deeper into Tooty's neck, gently brushing over his sweet spot. I'm sorry, what? No. I don't even want to imagine what that spot is, and I'm scared if I know which one he's talking about. I don't want to know, and I'm scared if I do now. The singer yelped and jumped a bit, arching his back. Murdoch smirked at his reaction, proud of himself. What are you doing? You wake him up! Noodle gasped. I'm sorry, I'm ticklish. I'm ticklish, he blushed. Noodle gently sighed in frustration. Okay, don't move. I'm going to get you out of here. What are you going to do? You'll see, she said with an evil grin. Oh, no. A description of what Noodle did. Imagine you put your hands together to clap. You clap, right? Then you fold your pinkies or ring fingers or thumbs. So only your middle fingers and pointing fingers are left straight. It's like pretending your hand. Oh, I know this. The 1,000 years of death. 1,000 years of death, but not aiming at the butt. Anyone that catches that Naruto reference knows exactly what that is. Noodle did that with her hands, and then she poked Murdoch in the ribs as hard as she could. And so basically, instead of pulling 1,000 years of death where you get poked in the ass, she poked him in his ribs. Oh, okay. The whispering ended here. The bassist jumped up and yelled in pain, simultaneously letting the singer go and causing her to fall on the floor. Ow, what the heck? Oh, hi, Murdoch, Noodle said innocently. Tooty sat up on the floor and looked at the grumpy Murdoch. The bassist looked him up and down once more. Hey, Murdoch, come on. I brought you a sweater because it was cold. I hope you don't mind at all. Oh, the singer was stammering, blushing, and avoiding eye contact. I can give it back if you want. He sounded sad, and Murdoch sighed.
Nah, you can keep it. It already stinks of you anyway.
Murdoch looked at Noodle angrily.
I hope you two have a good-ass reason for waking me up.
I stated, I wanted to show you two something in the living room. Noodle grinned childishly.
Do I have to, Noodle?
Yes, you do. Ooh, Noodle insisted. Murdoch rose like, now go put your clothes on and meet us outside. We got stuff to do today. Hey, she said that as she took 2D and dragged him out the damn door. Noodle, that was too risky. Yeah, but it worked, didn't it? And then she smiled instantly while 2D was sighing. Yeah, but he was interrupted by Murdoch throwing a blue shirt at his face.
Stop leaving your shit in my Winnebago, face sake.
He growled. 2D looked at the shirt, realizing it's the one Murdoch spilled beer on when he was drunk.
Stop leaving your shit in my Winnebago, face sake.
Murdoch growled at that point when 2D looked at the shirt, realizing it was the one that Murdoch had spilled beer on when he was drunk last night. Murdoch probably thinks I left it here as I allegedly tanked into his toilet this morning. Luckily he didn't find it earlier. Ludo ran into the living room before then giggling. Stop! She shouted just as they were about to walk through the door. She pretended to gasp in shock. Like, what's this? She pointed onto the door frame above the two. No. They both looked up to see a mistletoe. 2D turned completely red and Murdoch looked at her like, what the fuck? With a what the fuck face expression.
This isn't even the right season, Murdoch complained.
And that's what I said. Dell suddenly appeared in the room, startling 2D, but she wouldn't listen.
Nice prank, kid, but I'm going back to sleep.
Like, no! Noodle yelled desperately. You're standing under the damn mistletoe, so kiss, damn it! She looked at him with puppy dog eyes.
Ah, fuck it.
Get 2D sighed. Murdoch then sighed and pulled 2D for a chastity kiss.
Are you happy now, you little brat?
2D was completely red and speechless. What? That's it? Then she started to complain.
What else you expect me to do? You set up a prank, fine, but this is nothing else. I'm going back to sleep.
And with that, Murdoch walked away. I don't exactly... Murdoch, Noodle said sadly. I expected them to at least make out. Oh my god. She saw it. Yeah, she no Noodle a freak. She's like 14. Like, yo, Noodle a freak, right? Hey, yo. Noodle sighed and looked up at 2D, who still hasn't moved a muscle. Tucci, you alright? I'm just gonna go to my room now. His voice was emotionless. There's nothing else. These words circled 2D's head. So he doesn't like me after all. 2D was about to cry when Noodle burst into his room.
Go away, Noodle.
Tucci, give me, please, let me get one more chance.
One last chance, please.
Please. Like, one more time, please, shout the Daft Punk. But he looked at her miserably, tears slowly running down.
I was stupid to think you would ever like me back.
No, Tucci, it's my fault you're feeling like this. I was too pushy. Just give me one last chance. 2D sighed as he sat up on his bed, wiping his tears.
What have I got to lose?
Noodle smiled at him. Okay, let's go down to the living room and I'll explain the plan. 2D reached under his pillow and grabbed Murdoch's shirt, hugging it as he stood up, just like a little child clutching his favorite blanket, or Noodle with Bonesy and G-Side's cover, whatever. What's that? 2D didn't reply. Okay then let's get going, shall we? They started walking towards the living room, and suddenly Del materialized himself next to him. Hey, Noodle, may I talk to you for a minute, cuz? He said as he pulled her away. Let's do this my way this time. He said a bit quieter so that 2D didn't hear. What do you mean? She looked back at the singer who was waiting with a sour face still hugging the shirt. Del looked at him. You go on ahead, we'll catch up to you, but they never did. Singer immediately walked to the living room alone. He immediately noticed Murdoch lunging on the couch, out in silent frustration.
Did Noodle set this up too?
Noodle set this up too?
Nice to see you too, dullard.
Murdoch replied sarcastically, not even bothering to look up. 2D walked up to the couch and stood in front of Murdoch, blocking the view of the TV till he was bothered to move. Murdoch sat up in the middle of the couch, sighing. He then looked up at 2D as he sat down next to him, holding something.
2D, were you crying?
A hint of concern was in Murdoch's voice.
Why do you care?
He mumbled, burying his knees in his chest and avoiding eye contact.
Because you're my singer and I just happen to care.
The bassist replied sternly and turned face to 2D.
Now tell me why you're crying.
This nigga is trash. And after this, King Morris replied once again with another monologue saying, this chapter made me depressed. And one of the comments says, it made all of us depressed, bestie. Here we have the next chapter, Reality. Just look at the fucking cover art. Reality. What's this chapter, like 13, 12? I don't know anymore. I just want to go home now. Well, I am home. Oh my god. 2D sighed, clutching the shirt and avoiding eye contact.
Is this about your crush?
2D nodded, feeling tears make their brims of his eyes. What happened?
He doesn't like me back.
2D mumbled.
Did he say that to you?
Murdoch seemed to be getting slightly angry over this.
No, but he implied it while talking about me.
Impossible, you're probably overreacting, that's all.
Murdoch was now returning to his TV series.
What do you mean exactly?
You're the pretty singer, the biggest band in the world. I doubt anyone could say no to you.
He looked back at 2D, who was slightly blushing. They had made eye contact now.
Hey, Murdoch.
2D shyly asked this question, but in a more serious tone. Was I ever on your list of crushes? Tell me the truth, please.
Yeah!
Murdoch looked away, a little bit embarrassed. Here, 2D gasped.
Really?
There was a hint of excitement in 2D's voice. Murdoch looked back at him and confusing.
Yeah, but shouldn't you be, like, disgusted or something right about now?
2D was now side-sitting, and it says, Google it if you don't know what it means.
No, it actually gave me a confidence boost.
The singer smiled. Every time I'm thinking about that, I just think of the Apex tapes now. Now, back when 2D got that break from Murdoch, he was just going like,
I got a lot of comfort.
Exactly. Then he smiles and laughs. Murdoch stared at him in a moment and shook.
Well, I guess you should be honored since the best spaces in the world noticed you.
See, Murdoch was joking, of course. 2D then laughed and scooted a bit closer to Murdoch. Soon the room went quiet again as they watched TV together. It was a comfortable silence where they could enjoy each other's presence without saying a single thing. As time went by, 2D slowly shuffled until he was leaning on Murdoch and was resting his head on his shoulder. Soon Murdoch could hear light breathing, meaning that the singer fell asleep. I feel like this is somebody's like sleep fetish, like come to life. The life with gorillas. Because not only did they get their gay shit, but they also get like their like sleeping fetish. Like finally realized like goddamn. So he took his hand and wrapped it around his shoulders. Murdoch leaned in on the singer's head, I guess, and began feeling drowsy. So, and I guess it's like a flashback, I guess.
Fuck you, Murdoch. 2D yelled at me.
We were outside of Kong's studios. The weather was
very shitty. It was about to rain. What?
I questioned his sudden change of mood.
I'm leaving the band, he said
sternly, the wind blowing his blue hair into his face. He looked at me with pure hate in his pitch black eyes.
What are you talking about? You can't just leave.
Leave? What the fuck is this?
I yelled at him, shocked by what he was saying. I'm going to join my new boyfriend's band. He smells a little lot better than you. He doesn't abuse me. He's the best bassist in the world. He looked at me in disgust.
I think this is a vision that Murdoch is having, like a kind of Final Destination shit, how it doesn't come true. He's probably hallucinating. Like, this is why Murdoch, this is why you stay off the drugs. We're trying to... Oh my god, dude, he looked at me with disgust.
No, you can't leave.
The wind was getting stronger and it began to rain. I stepped beside him. Stay away from my boyfriend, said an unfamiliar voice. I turned to see a tall, muscular man standing next to Stu. Who the fuck is this then?
I don't care, he's my singer.
I raised. My singer now, you bitch, he said with a smug look. Murdoch just gave up at that point. 2D said calmly, his eyes cold. I'm never going to love you back. Murdoch woke up with a jump, slightly sweating and panting. So it's basically like when the Dare music video when it ended. Bro knows. It's kind of like the ending of the Dare video when he had that nightmare. Like,
go back to sleep, honey. Oh, yeah.
I have too much fun during Murdoch's voice. I swear, I gotta stop. Liam Gallagher X2D, new shit. Oh my lord. Murdoch woke up with a jump, slightly sweating and panting. He looked around. He was in the living room when on top of him slept 2D. He sighed, relieved it was all a dream, and looked it down. The nightmare was so bad that the bassist fell into a lying position, with his head on the armrest. He must have pulled 2D down with him because the singer was lying next to him, using his upper torso. Using his upper torso as a pillow. The singer's hands were wrapped around Murdoch. I feel like if 2D did not like Murdoch, he possibly would scream like Del the moment he got out of Murdoch's arms. I swear he'd be like, finally, Murdoch let me out of his arms. I gotta go. Yes, exactly. Now that's how it is. Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Now time for me is nothing cause I'm counting no age. That line like scars me now because of the fucking 2 new shit. Like, wait a second. Hold on. The idea of Murdoch saying he's counting no age scares me almost. The bassist put his hands around 2D and then leaned in and gently kissed the singer on the head.
Don't you ever leave me,
he thought. Oh my god. The singer hummed in response. He always had a light sleep. 2D slightly opened his eyes. Did Murdoch just kiss me? He smiled at the thought and then closed his eyes again and buried his face more into Murdoch's chest. Okay, so what we're not about to do. The next few moments were spent in silence, with Murdoch wondering if the singer realized what just happened.
Wait, what?
2D just jumped up and sat beside Murdoch.
What is it, Stu?
Okay, that hurts. I'm sorry, but we don't use 2D's real name anymore. Just stop. We don't even use it anymore. I'm sorry, but look, if you call 2D still like Stewart to this day, you need help. Like, go visit the psychiatric ward because you're not welcome here. Please leave now. Like, we don't do that shit here. We either call him 2D, Faceic, or Best Boy. That's it. On God. On gang. Murdoch sat beside him. Wait, Stu. Wait, Stu. You haven't called me that in years. 2D questioned that while he was confused and sleepy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. I guess I'm still sleepy.
Murdoch chuckled nervously. Don't apologize. I don't mind. It just startled me, I guess. You only say my real name when you're extremely serious. Murdoch decided this was a good time to change the topic.
So why did you yell?
Murdoch pretended not to know.
Did you?
Did I what?
Murdoch said in a teasing voice.
Never mind. I probably just imagined it.
Damn, he seems oddly calm. Oh, is it normal for him to imagine those kind of things?
Murdoch was thinking that in his head. I could be a whole ass audiobook reader at this point. Actually, thank the guy for Rise of the Joker, because we might as well do that one day. We gotta do that. Trust me, we will. Don't worry, Bessie, I got you. We gonna make a video, we gonna collab.
I'll go grab a beer.
Murdoch stayed as he got up. The singer had nodded at that point.
Should I tell him that it really...
Shall I tell him that it really happened? No way. He'll be disgusted and start questioning me.
It really happened, Noodle stated. The moment Murdoch left the room, she jumped out of her hiding spot and headed to 2D. Murdoch really did kiss you. 2D was overjoyed. Noodle smiled and then ran out of the room and into the kitchen to find Murdoch. Hey Murdoch, you up for a challenge? She asked with an evil grin. Always, he replied with a straight face. I would say that. I would say that.
So what is it?
We're going to play rock, paper, scissors, and the loser has to choose either truth or dare, and then do it no matter what.
You're on!
Murdoch smirked. But he had already begun thinking of what her truth or dare would be. If she picks truth, she's going to tell me who 2D.
If she picks truth, she's going to tell me who 2D has a crush on. If she picks dare, I'm going to make her wear her pants.
Not trousers, panties. Not trouser panties.
On her head.
Every time the idea of Noodle and panties just constantly reminds me of the Noodle panty shot photo from Phase 4. That photo is scarring to me. Like, Lord have mercy on my soul. Where's Jesus at? Oh wait, God's on the Peach Blossom Highway, far away from us.
On her head during our next concert is payback for the mistletoe spray.
Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him that will never happen, because they would never play live ever again. It was always Damon and the rest. Rock, paper, scissors. Ah, the sweet smell of a cliffhanger. King of Morris, do me a favor. Fuck you, dude. Honestly, fuck you, sir, ma'am, whoever identified by. Fuck you. Honestly, fuck you. We move on to the next chapter. Old habits die hard. Old habits die hard.
You got lucky, kid,
Murdoch said. You're just grumpy because you lost, Noodle smiled. So, truth or dare? Sorry, not only dare, it's dare, exactly. It's not truth or dare, it's truth or it's dare. What is that? Oh my god.
Dare. I'm pretty sure that I'll choose truth. That if I choose truth, you ask me a question I don't want to answer.
Murdoch said, while not being pleased.
So what's it gonna be?
I didn't say you have to do it now, Noodle smiled mischievously. I could say my dare for whenever I want. She giggled and ran out of the room.
Unholy child,
says the Satanist. Murdoch mumbled under his breath. He drank his entire beer and returned to go to the living room. On the sofa laid a sleeping 2D. He was smiling and hugging the piece of material he brought upstairs.
Why, isn't that my shirt? Can he go stealing his crush's clothes? What's so special about my shirts?
Murdoch sighed and he knelt down beside 2D and poked him in the cheek.
Oh, I do. It's getting late. Shouldn't you go to sleep in your own bed?
5 more minutes.
And the singer not even bothered opening his eyes.
Oi!
Murdoch poked him in the cheek again, this time more frustrated. But all that did was cause him to turn the other side. His back turned to Murdoch.
Fine.
Murdoch grumbled, stood up. He lifted the singer up bridal style and carried him up to his room.
So you wake up immediately when I kiss you on the head, but don't budge when I lift you up. Murdoch questioned. He kicked open the door to 2D's room.
Damn, it's hot. How does he sleep in here? Oh yeah, he doesn't. He's sleeping on Winnebago the past 2 fucking days.
As Murdoch put the singer down out on the bed, he's so cute when he's asleep. Stop. I can already see this video getting demonetized. I can eat it. This shit is getting either demonetized or age restricted. If it gets age restricted, I don't give a fuck anymore. If it does, I'm gonna lose it. In fact, honestly, I'd rather give up on girls entirely than ever do this again. Matter of fact, nah, honestly, nah, I'd rather deal with a toxic macadamia fan than ever deal with this. I'd rather deal with Bakudeku like every single day than Tudok ever again. Murdoch put the singer down on his bed. He's so cute when he sleeps, I guess. He sat down on the bed beside the sleeping 2D, too dense, and looked at him.
It's too hot for this shit.
He thought and took his shirt off, throwing it onto the floor. The bassist lay down on the bed and observed the singer sleeping. He was worried. He didn't want to lose 2D because of some dumbass crush. Murdoch was very possessive, and 2D was his singer, no matter what anyone said. I don't think 2D will ever catch a break from Murdoch unless he just keeps going to fucking jail. That could work. Okay, if you frame Murdoch like a serious crime and he goes to jail, 2D would probably just lose it. At that point, it's like, y'all gotta just go at this point. Don't come back if he comes back. But actually, that would be bad because then Gorillas just be over at that point.
I mean,
there was that time he did go to the, yeah, so. I'm looking at the recording time, but it just has an hour and 38 minutes and 19 seconds. I'm recording this for like an hour. But took a break like hours ago. Like, goddamn. Bassist turned towards the ceiling and closed his eyes, thinking, who could that dullard have a crush on? Can I stop using fucking dullard, please? It's just annoying. I'm sorry, barely even leaves Kong Studios. His thoughts swallowed him entirely. Who knows? Maybe he's simping for Paula again. We don't know. Maybe 2D's one of those. This thought swallowed him entirely. Murdoch woke up with a gasp, wondering where he was.
Oh right, I took that face ache up to his room, then I must have fallen asleep.
He tried to sit up, but he couldn't. He looked down and see 2D's hands wrapped around him, using his chest as a pillow. Again. Murdoch sighed and gently tried to lift the singer up without waking him, but woken him up, but the singer refused.
Well, aren't you a clingy one?
But after a few minutes, the bassist finally managed to lift 2D off of himself and sit up. Finally, the singer let me out of his arms. He looked back at the singer one last time. I need a coffee, and then he fucking left. 2D woke up in his bed in a strange position, as if he was tossed onto the bed. How did I end up in my room? He rolled over to his stomach and soon greeted by a familiar smell. He leaned over to smell his sheets. Murdoch! Confused, he sat up. One of his legs stepped on a material of some sort. So he picked it up. It was Murdoch's shirt. This isn't the one I took from him. This is the shirt he wore yesterday. How did it get in here? So many questions, not enough answers. 2D sighed. He sighed as he got up and went to the kitchen to make himself a peppermint tea. Inside the kitchen stood Murdoch Nichols. He was making himself a nice old coffee. 2D made up his mind to ask him about what happened yesterday. He walked up to the counter and started preparing some nice ass tea. So, Murdoch, he confronted him. You left your foot in my room yesterday. He spoke calmly, but didn't even make eye contact.
Oh, I did. When will you bring it to me?
Oh, you're not getting it back.
I'm sorry, what?
Find this keepeth, Murdoch. Look, by the way, how did I get in my room exactly? I could have swore I fell asleep on the couch. 2D was awaiting his answer.
I don't know. It's not like I carried you up there.
Murdoch shrugged and I walked out with his coffee, leaving behind the blushing singer. 2D sighed as he walked into the living room and sat down on the couch. He began overthinking these and got quite sad. That's when Noodle walked in. Just for the record, he did carry you up to your room. She said as she sat beside him. 2D sighed again. Why are you sad? Shouldn't you be happy? Murdoch kissed you. Willingly, I might add. That shit felt more forcefully, Noodle, because you was egging him on. I'm just saying, like, Noodle, you could be hit with a federal charge. I'm just saying, like, you could get locked up. Yeah, but he's sending mixed signals. What do you mean exactly? One minute I feel like he actually cares, and next there's nothing between us. I can't tell if he likes me or not. Judy was complaining now. But he admitted to you're on his list of crushes, D. You eavesdropped on that conversation too, Noodle? Of course, she said with a straight face. Your mother stalker face, you fucking freak. Well, Tootie continued. I'm not sure about this whole list of crushes of his. The way he explained it, that he only likes one bloke, and the rest he'll just date just because he can. Always having a backup plan. I feel like if we even ever started dating, he would take it seriously because I'm not the only one on his list. He trailed off. What do you mean? What do you mean by only likes one bloke? Noodle question. He said there was only one guy he couldn't get over. Then why would they date? Hey, Murdoch says they won't like him black. Says he's obvious. Yes. Or something. Noodle sighed, not knowing how to lighten the mood. Tucci, you're overthinking things. She was while patting him on the back. Look, go to the bar today, drink something, and forget about your worries. Smile calmly. But Murdoch would kill me if I went to the bar alone. He said I could get kidnapped. But he kidnapped you though. like, he took your ass. Like, come on. Wait, hold on. Then go with Russell. He feels better today. Oh, so now we're getting this. Yes, then go with Russell. He feels better today. We even ate breakfast together. No smile. Okay then, he says he stood up. Once again, King of Morris with another one. Yay! Going to the bar. This always ends well in 2 fanfics, right? List of crushes. It says, oh hi Russ. Noodle looked at him from the couch where she sat. Where she sat and then scooted over to make space for him. He's back from the bar already. He slumped down onto the couch and rubbed his head. What happened during the time I was ill? Oh, he asked her. A confusing look on his face. What do you mean? Noodle asked calmly.
2D has been behaving completely weird the entire night. He got completely drunk and all he would talk about was Murdoch. Murdoch had some list of crushes. What's that on about?
Noodle face palm. I told him to go to the bar and forget his worries, not rumble about them. Wait a second. Noodle's eyes widened as she made a realization. Where's Tucci? She asked, worried.
Get this. The moment we got back, he stumbled to the garage to talk to Murdoch. Does he want to get himself killed?
Russell questioned. No, but I better go get him before he does. Noodle sighed and stood up, but he was immediately pushed back down into a sitting position with Russell's one swift move. Wait a second. No, you're not going anywhere until you explain what's going on, young lady. Noodle wrote us. Fine, Tucci's got a crush on Murdoch, but I didn't tell you this. Keep going, exactly. Noodle sighed and explained the conversations, the footsteps, the mistletoe, and the sleepovers. I was going to talk to Tucci about my new plan with Dell. When Dell stopped me in the corridor and told Tucci to go into the living room. He noticed that Murdoch was already in there and decided that instead of him forcefully pushing them together, we should allow them to talk about it. Yeah, that's actually a good move on Dell. Because by the sounds of it, Noodle is condoning rape. That seems pretty rapey. Exactly. Dell takes a W for it. He's like, yeah, nah, we not about to do that. Like, you can do that, but we're not about to force them on each other. I may be dead, but I'm not catching a case. You know, it actually worked. They ended up cuddling and falling asleep together. Murdoch even kissed Tucci on the head and carried him up to his room. She fangirled one more fucking time. So, they're together now? Russell was getting sleepy. Noodle was talking for about 45 minutes now. God damn. Yeah, bro, yo, she had TT. Sheesh. She's just spilling that shit all over the place. God damn. No, Murdoch still hasn't admitted that he likes Tucci, but I think we're close. She smiled. Okay, Russell stood up. I'm going to head to bed now. You should too. He patted her head. But I've got to check up on Tucci, she argued. He's gonna be fine. Give them some privacy, nudes. I guess you're right, she replied, and they both went to sleep. Hopefully in separate beds, because we're not doing that. Murdoch was...
Murdoch was lying on his bed thinking he hasn't seen Brock since 2D since morning, when he was wondering why. He's also interrupted by some sort of banging on his Winnebago door. Murdoch sat up on his bed and about to stand up when doors opened by themselves and 2D fell face first into the Winnebago. How does this happen?
2D!
Murdoch hurried over to help him out.
Hi, Muds.
The singer looked up at him with a goofy ass smile, confused by his behavior. Murdoch helped his ass up. 2D wobbled for a moment and fell on Murdoch. 2D, are you drunk by any chance?
Maybe. You bet your ass I am.
The singer mumbled. Murdoch sighed and sat him on down the bed.
Why are you drunk, 2D?
Noodle told me to drink me sorrows away.
She told.
What sorrows exactly?
2D slowly grabbed him by the face and looked him straight in the eyes, not smiling anymore.
Murdoch, I'm worried.
He slurred his words. About. Murdoch felt very weird with the singer holding him on the face like this.
Your list of crushes.
2D shouted while throwing his hands in the air. He then fell back onto the bed.
Why are you worried about that?
Let's say that I want to date you, right? 2D said without hesitation, stammering. She didn't even blush. How do I know you're genuine about the relationship? How do I know you won't exchange me for a backup?
Murdoch was very shocked about this question.
These crushes are my people I would fuck, not people who I would have relationships with.
Well, that explains something. Stop shipping 2Doc, damn it, people. Don't make me call Mother Teresa on your ass.
Theresa May. Try me.
Alright, I'm letting this be known. Let me know you ship 2Doc. Unsubscribe from my channel right now. Okay, unsubscribe from the channel. Now. We don't do that. If you ship 2Doc, unsubscribe from the channel immediately. Unfollow the TikTok. Unfollow the Instagram. Unfollow the Twitter. Get that. Leave the Discord server because we're not doing none of that. That 2Doc is something that we slander here. Me. Exactly. Don't even associate with me. Me and all the people in the Gorilla Sub family, we do not accept 2Doc or any ship for that matter. All of us don't like being edgy, but we will all gladly say, as a spokesperson for him, we possibly would gladly say if you ship 2Doc, do us all a favor and kill yourself. Actually, now don't even do it. Just get off the internet. Now delete your social medias. Just stay off the internet for the rest of your life because you're fucking garbage. Murdoch had explained that, being a bit intimidated, he wanted to avoid eye contact, and he couldn't stop saying,
Is that all I am to you, Murdoch? A quick fuck.
oh my god.
Is that all I am to you, Murdoch, huh? A quick fuck, is it?
No, of course not.
Now, Murdoch tried to calm his ass down.
Then who am I to you?
You 2D sat up beside him.
Well, you're special.
Like the bloke you said you really liked to have a crush on.
Yeah, you're just as obvious.
Then, if I wanted to be your boyfriend, would you say yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Stop. Let me pause recording for a second. Alright, back to the fanfic. Oh my god.
And if I kissed you now, would you kiss back?
Murdoch looked him in his black ass eyes. You could even see the whole universe in there.
Yes,
he stated, expecting 2D to kiss him. Instead, he just nodded.
Glad we cleared that up.
The singer 2D had smiled right there.
Yeah.
Murdoch looked away, a little bit embarrassed by the things he just said and thought. The singer tapped his shoulder, causing him to turn around, and no sooner that 2D threw himself around his waist in a warm ass hug, knocking the bases over as they were lying down. 2D rested his head on Murdoch's chest, smiling, and hugged him tightly. His legs were between Murdoch's, and he seemed satisfied. It's fine.
Hey, Muds!
Yeah?
Do you want to know who I have a crush on?
Yes, definitely.
The bassist perked up, intensely staring at the singer, who was laughing. The singer yawned again. And cuddled into Murdoch more.
Well, are you going to tell me?
Tell you what?
You what?
Oh, this is torture. Never mind.
Okay. The singer smiled and fell asleep almost immediately. Murdoch sighed.
What is this? 2D stumbled in my Winnebago, opened my business about my crushes, then want create scenarios where we date only to escort them and fall asleep on me. I don't get him at all. One moment he's gonna make me feel like there's something between us and like with them next we're friends. Bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
But Murdoch couldn't stay grumpy for long. After all, there was a cutie sleeping on top of him. Murdoch smiled and hugged him tighter, then he fell asleep. And once again, our Lord and Savior, King Amoras, hits us with another monologue. I've got an idea. How about you comment what you feel about the story? To be honest, this story makes me want to blow my fucking brains out. It makes me want to drink bleach while hanging myself and also slitting my wrists while also shooting myself in the head. This is my 13th reason. Someone with the name of Nagito is gonna getcha says this is the best Tudok fanfic I've ever read. Kill me. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna leave you off with that one. Sorry, this might have to be a part 3 one this time. So this is pain. Thanks for watching or listening to this Girls Hub video. Yo, I've been 2D of the Girls Hub. See you in the next video. And like I said one more time, if you support Tudok, you need to get the fuck out now because you are not my friend. We do not respect you here, and go away. Next video will be of another fanfic. Like, oh boy! Not only will this one be done, this one will also be with a special guest, a friend of mine, who you'll meet in the next video. So yeah, this has been the Girls Hub. See you in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Discord server, follow the TikTok, and I'll see you in the next Gorillas video. Peace.